Hello there, welcome back to another stream. I believe we should be live now. So welcome to the stream, hopefully you are all right. As usual, please let me know if everything is good. If the audio is good and all of that. And yeah. So yeah, I was busy yesterday, and that's why I didn't stream then. But yeah, so I decided to move it now, and hopefully that's all right for you guys. So my plan today, well, first of all, I have a province here to fight, so I will do that real quick, shouldn't take that long. Then after that, my plan is to do city reviews mainly. So if you want me to have a look at your city, please let me know. And I'll add it to the list and I can have a look later on. And yeah, I'll also keep an eye on beta, want to see what's going on there. Haven't been keeping that much, or haven't been paying that much attention this week specifically. Been quite busy in real life, but yeah. I'm slowly working on this as well, as you can see. 4 days left, should be fine, I think. I still have quite a bit to produce, but yeah, I think I'll be able to reach it in time. Not that I'm that worried, but yeah. Anyways, hello there, Copper, Lewis, Just Gaming, and Heineck. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing all right. And I think I'll just get going here, because I did do a bit of prep just before the stream. I do have a few damaged rogues, so don't have to wait too long before I use up those. So yeah, as usual, I also want to record this, so what I will do is that I will turn off the layout for a moment and then also record, because yeah, eventually I will make a video on all of this. On all of these fights. So yeah. All right, let's start. Let's get going. I did have a look at these earlier, and I don't think I've had too many problems with them. All of those are fairly easy. This one a bit troublesome, but all right. This one as well a bit. Okay, so a few of these will take a bit of. We'll probably have to go back to the map a few times to actually complete all of these. But yeah, this one I'm not quite sure if I should use turtles or... no, I'm thinking perhaps I will use some of these, the combat drones, I think. And I accidentally damaged this a little bit too much, but that's fine. Hello there, Nova. What do you think, Nova? I think you perhaps have been here. Should I go for combat drone or turtles against this? Quite sure, but I think I'll start with this probably, and here I will use some turtles. Hello there, Anshul, how are you doing? And as people are coming in, as I mentioned in the beginning of this stream, if you do want me to have a look at your city, please. That's not ideal. Why did it do that? Why did it take down my range? Probably didn't have the range to get there. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I don't think I'll be able to win this. City reviews are in 15-20 minutes or something like that. I will start, so if you want me to have a look at your city, leave the name in the chat and I'll find it afterwards. This seems quite doomed indeed. So I'll get back to this later on. That's unfortunate. Perhaps, because this will probably happen each time, perhaps next time I'll go with one turtle only, perhaps. And don't worry, I'll do it now actually, because I only have so many undamaged or damaged rogues. I'll just do it quickly now, because I don't actually need all of these damaged, because the sniper bots can't hit the drones. So I'll move that out of the way. I'll probably lose a couple here to the sentinels. Oh, actually, never mind. That's quite good. That's really good. Ah, okay, so I'm not always two-hitting them. Although actually, no, most of the time I am two-hitting them. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So, okay. So yeah, definitely better than with turtles. That's for sure. Because yeah, the sniper bots can't hit me at all. Which is very nice. Alright, one more. There we go. So, that's very good. Alright, I'll also do this one before I go back, because here I can use hover tanks. In Egypt settlement, go to the main building and wishing well for units. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Can you try to rephrase that, gaming? Why? Come on! Second time. That one as well. Oh well. I'll continue it, or complete it at least. Ooh, that's a shame. Just make sure to stay out of range of those. That's very unfortunate. At least that one survived. That's good. Then I'll probably, yeah, need one more. There we go. Is the main building from Egypt good if you need units? Sure. Yeah, you can definitely use it. Not sure if I'll be able to win this. I'll continue, but yeah, I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to win this. Definitely will not. Alright, that's a shame. Hanoi, I would also need the world you're playing on for me to have a look at your city. So if you can let me know where you play as well, that would be nice. Alright, let's do these easy ones and then we'll go back to the difficult ones afterwards. Alright. Alright. I can move my hovers a bit forward at least. There we go. US, okay. Yep, I can have a look a little bit later on. So I'm thinking that. And then I can use my turtles to take down the rest. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. So yeah, these ones are really easy to win. Again, just gaming. Just let me know your in-game username. Jordan1, yeah, I've looked at your city a few times, I think, or at least one time. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I'll just auto-finish this. There we go. Ah, okay. This one, okay, I need to include a few rogues there. Alright, so then it's time to, to go back to prepare some more damage to rogues, unfortunately. I think perhaps the attack boost of the enemies might be higher than I'm used to, because I'm usually not having this much trouble. Or I guess it might just also be a case of bad luck. Hello there, Callan. How are you doing? here we go. And for those wondering why I am doing this, when I have damaged rogues, the enemy units will hit those instead of my main units first. So I need to prepare here in this low rage fight where I can control it better. I need to prepare here, make the enemy units damage all my rogues. And then I can go back and fight on the actual map afterwards. Or on the actual province that I'm fighting. Alright, almost there. Alright, let's wait with that. And there we go. Now we can start taking some damage, take down all but one of the enemies. That way they will only deal one hit each time, and because they are, or because I have so much defense compared to the attack, they only deal 1 damage. So I can move the unit out and get some damaged rogues this way. So it takes a bit of time, but definitely necessary. At least with my attack boosts, which are alright, but not the best. Actually forgot what I have, but it's not that high. What is it? It is 1000 attack, 650 defense. So definitely alright, but could be better, and I probably need to increase it a bit moving forward if I want to have a chance on the continent maps. Alright. There we go. You got 5 train selection kits yesterday, nice. I haven't spent anything yet on any of my... Ooh, collection. I'll do that after. I haven't spent anything on my worlds, so... Alright. Let's go for this one. Should be quite easy to beat. Hopefully, again, they don't... I really hate that they hit my turtles. Hopefully they don't here. Okay, so this one is better. Okay, this is much better. We'll be able to take down most of these, if not all. Because I have 4 hits here. Okay, so I won't be able to take... I think I'll have to leave one of them alive. But that's fine. I'll try, but yeah, no. That's fine. Yeah, much better. It's always scary when they move so close, but yeah, as you can see, they didn't, or they weren't able to reach me. Alright, that's nice. Still have a few damaged rogues, so I can do both of these perhaps. I'll do this one first. So here, I'm gonna use... I think I'm gonna use 2 and 2, like this. And let these hit my, hopefully 1 turtle. Nice, okay, so that's actually kind of what I wanted. So that way I'll be able to take down these, long range. And I don't have to worry about, or I can take down at least one of these with my other units. Here and there. Alright, so these can't reach me, so I'll focus on this one. Just make sure to stay out of range. Oh, nice! It didn't even hit my transformed rogue here, the turtle. That's nice. So yeah, all of those are out of range, so I don't have to worry about them. Then I can take them down on next wave. So actually, without taking any damage, that's nice. That's really nice. There we go. What is the best daily special this event? I think the Sentinel Outpost is by far the best this event. That's what I would go for, so yeah. Let's try this one again. Hopefully we have some better luck this time. I guess this will hit my hover tank, but hopefully it doesn't one-hit it this time. Oh, it didn't. Interesting. Because it did last time. That's very weird. Interesting. Just make sure to stay out of range of these. That's very unfortunate. Here we go. Is the train coming again this event? We don't know. Can't really tell much from beta this time. But I would think so. And at least you would probably get it from a daily special switch. So I would think so. Not guaranteed, but yeah. I would be surprised if it doesn't return, or if you're not able to get it again from, yeah, stuff like the shuffle. Interesting. So I'm taking out the Teslas first, because the Sentinels, when they hit me, they will retaliate, or will take retaliation damage. So that's why I'm taking... Or unless they kill me, of course, but there you can see. Okay, this is not ideal. This is not ideal at all, because this is my main unit, and it will most likely be hit by those. I'll just continue, and I'll have to heal it probably, but... or... Okay, never mind. Was quite lucky there. Actually, I want to let them take my damage units first. Alright, let's move the... Okay, there we go. Alright. So yeah, almost lost my main unit, but not quite, so that's good. Do you go for the workshop? Probably not. It really depends on what you get. Most of the time I've seen it, it has been terrible. Sometimes you get something good, but usually you don't, so yeah. It really depends on your situation. I wonder, how do you think combat drones might do? Okay, so let's see, first wave, this would transform a rogue, let's say kill a rogue, transform, kill, transform, so I would have perhaps 3 killed rogues, and I would have 4 perhaps, so I can take down... No, I don't think that would work. Yeah, I don't think that will work. Yeah, I definitely need some more damaged rogues, and then we will try again with turtles, turrets. So yeah, I have only 2 left. So yeah, and then hopefully this is the last time I need to do it. If I'm unlucky again with the RNG, I might have to do it again, but hopefully this is the last time I have to do it this stream, and I'll go over to the city reviews in a moment. So yeah. And also, as you can see, this takes quite some time actually, because all of these other units here can't reach my rogues, so it takes a few turns before all of them are transformed. I did have a better one in another province, but I accidentally completed it. So when you do find a good sector like this one, make sure not to complete it, because yeah, otherwise you will have to find a new one to do it. And of course, things like guild battlegrounds will work perfectly as well, but just a bit more effort, I think. Messed up the order a little bit from what I'm used to, but not a big deal. Go. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because the enemy units will hit my damaged rogues instead of my main units when I fight the Space Age on the Space Age map. If I don't do this, the enemy unit will just kill my main unit and then easily take down my rogues afterwards. But if I damage my rogues first, the enemy units will hit those instead of my main unit. Gives me a chance to actually win the fights. Here we go. Make sure to surrender. Alright, let's give it another go. I'm thinking perhaps even 3 turtles. I might lose one. Or I might lose more than one, but the idea here at least is that I can do 3 hits on second wave against Teslas. Let's give this a go. I'm worried about this one. Exactly for that reason, but looks better at least than last time. We might be able to take down all of these, which would be ideal. Unless these get, or take down both. No, they don't, okay. So I'll probably, yeah, I'll take down 3 of these. Not sure if I'll win this, but I'll give it a go. Give it a go. Let's see, I don't think I will win, or perhaps I will. No, actually, no, I probably... it depends. Okay. I will, okay, nice. So, lost 1. Not ideal, but not the worst either, so... better than nothing, I suppose. So yeah, there we go. Alrighty, so now we are finally able to... yeah, I'm going to the next world now, actually. I'm done with Mars, which that's really nice, because I think Space Age Asteroid Belt will be easier because, or possibly not in the beginning, but at least when I don't have to face Teslas anymore, which are the main pain to fight against, it should hopefully be easier. Alright, so there we are. Now I can stop recording. Can get the chat up again, and I can go and start to do some city reviews. So, let me go back up in the chat and see. There we go. Thunders, US1. And L4. Then we have Steve D70 on ENJ. Alright, and then we have Rednox 2020 PT3. Alright, let's have a look at some of these cities. I probably have to do a few tutorials, so let me see which worlds I have accounts on. US1 I probably do have, so let me check that. Let's see. Okay, so US1 I have. Netherlands, do I have NL4? So here we have US1. How about NL4? Just logging in on my second monitor. Let's see. NL, where is NL? There we go. And L4, nope, I don't. What's the best building to make supplies? Well, it really depends on which age you are in and all of that. So NL4, I have to go through the tutorial, but let's do a bit of multitasking. ENJ, I have PT3. I might have that, who knows? Portugal. Was PT, right? Yeah, PT3. Portugal, let's see. Where is it? There it is. No, I don't. Okay, so we have to make or go through the tutorial on NL4 and PT3. So I'll do those. If you are in the space ages, then yeah, I would definitely at least get the Himeji. That definitely helps for supplies. And yeah, probably mainly that. And if you are able to, Guild Expedition, the new volcano, the new map is really good for it. Hello there, Aaron. How are you doing? Sub fighting next stream? Yeah, probably Nova. Probably. Yeah, I'm not doing things that quickly. I could have done that fight 2 days ago, but I was quite lazy. As you can see, it does take a bit of time to actually fight these fights, these high rage maps. So yeah, I saved it for the stream. So the next stream I'll definitely be able to scout 2 times. If I don't forget, but yeah, should be some space age asteroid belt fighting next time. Let's see here. So US1, we have that first. So let me do that first, and then I'll go through the tutorials afterwards. So US1, Mr. Johnny Thunders. Let me see who that was in chat. Hanoi Bomb, are you still around? Let's go in here. There we go, Johnny Thunders, Bronze Age. So you did mention that you just started out, so let's have a look. Alright, so first of all, very neat. Very neat rows. One thing that I would try to avoid in the future, might not be that easy to achieve here, and perhaps you're getting some expansion soon, but try not to have roads on the edges of the city like here. It's a bit wasteful, so you don't get any use of the tiles over here. If you are getting expansions here, it's alright short term perhaps, but yeah, something to keep in mind in the future. You probably know it. Same thing here. I see you've started to fill out here on this side there, but yeah. Another thing, you should try to keep your city in a rectangle. If I'm not mistaken, you can't get the expansions up here. So yeah, already it's not fully rectangular. Not the biggest of deals, but something that you should keep in mind going forward. And I see that for the most part you are keeping it, well, more or less a square here, but at least a rectangle is what I would recommend. I wouldn't contribute anything more to your oracle, and eventually delete it. You don't have to delete it yet. It's all right for supply production this early on, but eventually, in not too long, you should probably delete the oracle when you need the space. But don't do it yet. But definitely don't add more forge points, which it looks like you're not doing. So add to the stews for now. Or ideally, you could probably have, you will probably advance. I think he said you were planning to advance to Iron Age after the event, so yeah. Actually, what I would do, if you are planning on spending everything on one day towards the end of the event, I would move up before you spend. That way all the rewards you get from the event is Iron Age. So you get more supplies and coins when you get those. You get Iron Age buildings instead of Bronze Age buildings. You get Iron Age units instead of Bronze Age units, and so on. So I would, at least if you're spending everything in one day, which is my strong recommendation, I would save everything for one of the later days and then move up just before you spend all your stars. That's what I would do. Hello Moo, do you have some advice on when you get a bit bored of the game? Play for like 2.5 years already. One thing you could do is start a new world. I've definitely had a lot of fun for example, doing higher rate units. So try to find something fun and a bit different that you want to try and start a new world and try to do that. So yeah, I'd really like, or I had really fun doing higher rate units, getting those, fighting on the continent maps with, without having current age units and all of that. It's been really fun, I think. So that's something you can do. Another thing you could do is just simply take a break. Now during winter, winter is probably a good time to do it. So for now you could perhaps take a 2 weeks break, for example, if you want to, without really losing too much, and then join back. Or actually no, you would lose a bit for the daily stars, but perhaps logging in each day to collect stars and so on, and then yeah, taking a break is something you could do if you're bored. GVG is fun. Guild Battlegrounds might be fun for you. I personally am not a big fan of Guild Battlegrounds, but I had a lot of fun with the GVG when I did play it, so you can do that. Perhaps switching up things a bit, moving to a new guild, for example. I am in Colonial and on Industrial map. Is this bad? No, you can definitely move ahead on the map. Nothing wrong there. So yeah, nothing wrong. You're probably not going for higher rate units, it sounds like, but if you're doing that, you have to go ahead, of course, but nothing wrong in general to move ahead on the continent map. You will usually be able to fight with your current age units a couple of ages above you, so I play on mobiles and no GVG. Alright. Well, perhaps, well, if you're able to, perhaps you could try playing on a browser. That might be fun. But yeah. Anyways, otherwise, Honeyjack, yeah, really nice starting layout. Are you doing recurring quests with these blacksmiths? Well, just gaming. I think there's nothing wrong with having higher rate units on your main. But yeah, that's up to you, of course. So yeah, overall, quite nice, very neat. Main thing is try not to have roads on the edges, but yeah. Anything specific, Nova, that you want to look at? I'll just collect that. I'm not doing too many quests at the moment, so I'll have time to redo it if I need to. Let's do more attack boosts. Let's do all attack boosts. Here we go. Ooh, nice. Paper. Alright, so yeah, let's move on. Ooh, did not mean to do that. Let's move on to doing some tutorials. Speaking of which, there is a new tutorial out on beta that some might get when they try to play. I have already made a video, so you can check that out if you are interested. Ah, what's the item, Nova? Probably have it in the Discord channel. And is it for the starting price in the auction you're talking about? Hello there, Mayo. How are you doing? And for those wondering why I'm doing the tutorial here, in order to actually look at someone's city, I have to get through the tutorial. Only then do I have access to the players, to the ranking, the leaderboard of the world, and it's from the leaderboard that I'm actually accessing your cities. So yeah, that's why I have to go through this. Only takes 2 or 3 minutes. Takes a bit longer with the new tutorial, but with the old one it's not too bad. Afron Abbey selection kit. Nice. Thank you, Mayo. Do you know when the new age will come? Probably in March or April, around there. It's been around there the last couple of ages, so yeah, probably. Let's see. I think it's around, it might be May, but I think it's around March or April, it usually. I'm gonna check real quick afterwards. Actually, let's just check real quick. Let's do the international here. Announcements. Let's go a few pages back. October. Actually, no, that's too far. There we go. Yeah, 25th of April, so end of April, beginning of May perhaps. So around there, most likely. There it is. I see the next milestone is 11,000, quite modest. Well, just taking it in steps. Yeah. And in fact, I think actually... let me quickly have a look. Yeah, that count is actually a bit behind. It's around 150 now, but yeah. Taking it in steps. Taking it in steps. I forgot to change it last stream, so last stream it was at, well, above 10,000 out of 10,000 target. Here we go. Then I have to do the fighting as well. Okay, back to the city, and then let's go to the continent map. Let's see. Honey. There we go. Attack, and there we go. Yep, I can just game and probably do that. What world are you in? What world is that in? So, yeah, world and server. Because if I don't have a world there, probably best if you... Arvahal, and is that on the US? Netherlands. Okay, yeah, so of course. Can you send me a screenshot of it instead? Because as it is a tiny town, not a lot to see, or not a lot to see that we can't see in a screenshot. So if you have a screenshot of it, I can have a look at that. Because, yeah, otherwise it will take quite a long time just to not see a lot. So yeah, send me a screenshot. It might not work in the chat. If so, if you're on my Discord server, you can, if you just send a PM to me. If you send a PM to me on Discord, I can find it there. Let's see. Which one is next? It's you and L4. Jordan 1. Here we go. So, that's Iron Age, I believe. Mm-mm, 2 seconds, just need to check something real quick. Alright, so, yeah, you are in Iron Age, and judging by the city, it looks like you just moved up, perhaps. Because, yeah, most of your stuff is in Bronze Age still. So the main thing would be to work on getting your buildings up to Iron Age. Nick Reyes and Berkeley wondering if you can review my city. Yeah, I can, Panini. Just let me know what your name is. Your in-game name, and I can have a look afterwards. Alright, so yeah, first of all, main thing would be to start upgrading your houses and build production buildings and so on to Iron Age as you unlock them. In terms of the layout, looks quite good. Nothing really to talk too much about. Quite neat and organized, of course. You have these very nice columns or rows here with 2x2 buildings and so on. Slightly inefficient with these 4x3 buildings connecting them on the long side in the corner here, but definitely nothing to worry about. Perfectly fine. In fact, if you look at the efficiency, 88. I would have thought it was a bit better, but yeah, that's perfectly fine. If you want to, not that it's that important. And actually, no, these are roads you have paid a bit for, at least with coins. But yeah, you could delete a few roads here on each of these ends here if you really wanted to get quote-unquote more efficient, but not really important at all. These decorations here, probably quite alright actually still. Of course, eventually you don't want to have any decorations, but the memorials, I believe memorials are perfectly fine this early on. Gives quite a lot, of course. So you have a few taverns, which also gives you a decent amount, but yeah, as you continue getting Iron Age buildings, replace those as well eventually, but for now, perfectly fine, not that big of a deal. So yeah, overall quite nice, and just keep on getting or advancing and continue switching out the buildings with Iron Age buildings. That would be the main thing to focus on. Yeah, you can try to send a screenshot here in the chat. YouTube might automatically delete it if it thinks it's spam. But yeah, you can try to upload it and then post the link in the chat. It might work, it might not. Not sure if I can. I don't really like the moderation on YouTube. It's a bit confusing, and sometimes they will delete things automatically. I don't get any notifications. I can't see what has been deleted. I can see things that have been put on hold on YouTube on the comments, but that's about it. So yeah, it's not the best thing, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we can try posting it in chat, but might not work. Let's see. This is what goes in each age for Iron Age. Need level 10 twos and an event building fully level. Alright. So yeah. Rava on US B. That's a new one, right? The 26 or something. Alright, yeah, so unless you have any other specific questions, I think I will move on to Mr. Steve. That's on J, which I should have here. James. Oh, I've played here for, that's 4 years, I think. Yeah, that must be 4 years. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. That's a long time. 27, yeah, okay. Alright, Steve, the Unforgiven. Yeah, that's well, I guess perhaps it might be good in some cases. Thinking about guild versus guild and guild battlegrounds and so on. Your guildmates might be happy to have you, or to have some, I don't know, night watchers or whatever you want to call it. That can be on the US night. SPEWT, are you still there in the chat? Alright, let's have a look. First of all, quite like what you've done here with these chain buildings. Quite nice to not have them connected by any roads here. Same with these set buildings here, very nice. That's quite a small butterfly set, but yeah, I think that's quite good. I think all of these get full bonus, so that's very nice. Yeah, that's nice. Let's see here. I see you have quite a lot of magnum opuses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, looks like. They are, of course, quite nice to use for event quests. So yeah, that's fine. Might not need that many, but yeah, that's fine. Anyways. Alright, let's have a quick look here in the town overview. So at first glance it did look a little bit messy, and I think you can probably clean it up a little bit here and there, but I don't think it's that bad for the most part. Here, for example, you're probably saving the space for something. This is future era. Here, future era. So this space here, you try to get some better use out of it, of course, but you're probably saving it for some buildings later on. A little bit inefficient here to surround these buildings with roads like this. You can try to avoid that somehow. Not, you probably have to do a... I might probably do a complete rebuild, or at least partial rebuild of this area here in general, because I think you can squeeze out a little bit more efficiency out of it. Again, it's not that bad. Well, it's not bad, but there are a few things that can probably be improved. I think the main thing I would try to focus on would be to keep more... quite a few bit of zigzag here, so one road there, out there, down there, and so on. Try to keep long and straight lines. It's definitely not that bad here, but I think you can improve it a little bit. I quite like what we've done here with the town hall. That's quite nice. So we have these big buildings there connected to quite a few roads, so that's very nice. So yeah, that's something you can, or that's something that's really nice. Don't have to do too much there, I think. You can keep it as is. Nice with the Alcatraz here, connecting it by one road and so on. That's quite nice. So yeah, now in terms of buildings to replace, if you need more space, and it doesn't look like you need more space immediately, but it might be time to start replacing some of the rock faces, Gate of the Sun Gods and so on. Those are starting to lose their value a bit now as you move up in the ages, and even in future era they're not that good anymore. The magnum opuses are alright, but might consider deleting a few of them perhaps. The Fire Pagoda is quite outdated, so perhaps replace that eventually if we need more space. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the main things. Eventually perhaps also the terrace farm. Might be something to look at. Yeah. can have a look at your city a little bit later on. Spending diamonds on diamond expansions, good or bad idea? It's one of the best things you can spend diamonds on. So definitely a good idea. You'll have to, of course, consider when you want to do it, but yeah. I would definitely say it's probably the top, at least long term, it's the best way to spend diamonds on expansions. So definitely a good idea. So yeah, I think that's the main things. Now, I can't see you in the chat, so unless you have any other questions, I think I will move on. But yeah, overall not that bad, but I think you can improve this area here a bit more. I think the main thing would be to keep long and straight rows, because you do have quite a lot of similar size buildings. A lot of 3x3 buildings, a lot of 4x4 buildings, so I think you can keep all of those in a straight row. I think that would improve things a little bit in this general area here on this bottom left side. Alright. Rednox, let's have a look there. Mr. Louis. Is it okay? So is it Luis or is it Louis? I think it's Luis or something like that. At least if you're from Portugal, I think it's Luis, something like that. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. Caverna do Dragão. Something with dragons, I would say. Cavern, cave dragons, or something like that. Who knows? So yeah, there we go, SBW. So yeah, if you have any other question, SBW, let me know. And I'll still have you. There if you have any specific questions. Alrighty. Cavern of the Dragon, there we go. Alright, so let's have a quickly. Do you think 10 is too many? Let's jump back. I'm assuming you're talking about the magnum opuses. I don't know. It's probably alright. I have 10 or 11, I think, sleigh builders, which I use for this purpose. It's alright. I'm not sure if I would be in a rush to replace them, but eventually, if you do need more space, we'll probably delete or start replacing those. But I wouldn't be in a rush to do it. Anyways, yeah, Nova is definitely right. That's a lot of rogue hideouts. Not sure if you need all of those anymore. With your Alcatraz now, at least. Not sure how needed those are. So might start replacing some of them. David, let me know your username or your in-game name, the world you play on, and the server you play on. That's what I need, and then I'll look at your city directly in the game. I think that's the easiest way to do it. So yeah, a lot of rogue hideouts. You definitely don't need all of those, I think. Your Alcatraz is quite high up, so yeah, I'm not sure if I would have that many. Let's have a look here in the town. Interesting, so efficiency is 98%. From a quick glance, it did look a little bit messy, and it definitely does still look messy. But it seems like you probably have put some thought into it, so you have achieved quite an efficient layout, probably. So let's have a quicker or a closer look. Yeah, looking at it here, pretty much all of these are only connected by one road, so that's nice. Because one thing that with I don't know, quote-unquote messy cities with a lot of winding roads, you would often see buildings surrounded by road, but not really seeing it here, so so yeah, actually not that bad. Very nice with the town hall here. 1 road and 3 buildings. That's something that everybody should try to do when you start getting some big buildings. Very nice here with the Arctic Orangery and the Alcatraz here, connecting both of those with 1 road. Very nice. Some magnum opuses, that's alright. So yeah, all of that, very nice. SPW, I'll just focus on getting more event buildings as you get them. Really depends on what you need, if you want more attack, defense and so on. But just look at what is available in the current event and try to get the best there. I think that will be my main advice for everybody in terms of what to get. You can get 100% efficiency if you fill up this one, I assume. Nice. So yeah, that's nice. Oh, sorry. So yeah, that's nice. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the buildings. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 magnum opuses. I think that's all right. Yeah, that's probably quite all right. I'm assuming you're using them for event quests mainly, probably a few forge points as well. This is the governor's villa, I think. So not quite fully leveled, but yeah, you should try to get that fully leveled. That's quite nice. The Grand Bridge is quite outdated now. Actually, I'm not completely sure what it gives. I think it's just forge points and a few goods. Yeah, forge points and goods. So that's quite outdated. I would probably replace that eventually as you get more or better buildings. Same again with the Pinnacolo de Inverno. Is that the Winter Spire? Or is that a new building? Oh, now I'm a bit confused. But yeah, definitely replace a few rogue hideouts eventually, I think. You are in Future Era now, so I would also start to replace the rock faces. Eventually, Gate of the Sun Gods, if you have any of those. And you also have quite a few Shrine of Knowledge. Of course, in terms of forge points, they're quite alright at level 2. Gives half a forge points per tile. Or slightly less if you include roads. So, not the worst, but I don't know. I would also... It is Winter Spire, okay. Yeah, I would also probably think about replacing those as well, if you need more space. And again, it really depends on what you need at the moment. Oh, you're in the future for 3 days. Alright. Fighting colonial age units. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's very nice. A nice way to advance in ages is to yeah, move up after a guild battleground season has started. If you could do a couple of ages, very nice. I'm assuming you have a lot of success with the hovers against the colonial age units. So yeah, yeah, it really depends on what you need. For example, if you're focusing, or if you want to increase your attack and so on, the Astucian Mill is something you could replace. Doesn't give any attack, of course, so that's something you might consider replacing. And, well, it depends on if you need the space. It doesn't look like you need the space quite yet, but one thing you could do would be to temporarily store the Governor's Villa and then replace it again when you get the space. Or when you get the remaining levels, but it's fine now if you have the space you need. Another thing you can do eventually would be to expand the cherry set, but also disconnect it from a road. You won't get the forge points, but you'll get equally as many, as much attack. So that's something you could do in the future. This is a new building, so I'm assuming you are getting that fully leveled as the event goes on. The carousel is also slightly outdated now, so something you could consider replacing. But yeah. not immediately, but eventually. And another thing to consider next time or during the archaeology event would be to upgrade the butterfly set, removing the main building possibly, and then expanding it to give more attack, for example. But yeah. Should I check tech jump today if I have arc level 80? I wouldn't say that your arc level has too much to say about when you should jump. If it is level 80, that's nice, but and you can definitely move if you want, but I wouldn't base your decision on if your arc is level 80 now or not. So yeah, I don't have anything better to put in there. Like I have more space than good buildings to put in there. Yeah, that's definitely fine. So for now, not sure if I would delete anything, but as you start getting more better buildings from events, yeah, you would eventually have to start replacing stuff. That's an interesting animation. Must be quite tiring for the donkeys, to do that 24/7. Yeah, you can definitely move up just gaming. In general, I think people are more afraid of moving up than they need to. In general, it's perfectly fine to move up whenever you want to. You might find things a bit challenging, but that's fun, I think. Nothing you can't recover or get through. So yeah, if you feel like it, I would advance. That's my general tip. But yeah, in general, very nice, Lewis. Very nice. Keep on getting more event buildings and better buildings as things, or as you go. Oh, one final thing, and I guess you might be forced to at the moment, but yeah, in general, it's nice to have a rectangular city. It's a bit easier to place buildings in, so going forward, I would only focus on getting expansions down in this area here. I wouldn't, or you probably can't go further up there, I wouldn't go further down here in this direction if you can, but yeah, in general, very nice. Alright, let's go to Mr. Honeyjack. I think I might have... Let me see, I need to first log in on my second monitor real quick. Let me find it. Ah, there we go. I think it looks like I already have it, so that's nice. Alright, that's nice. Mr. Honeyjack, here we go. So, I did see you write something. I made only a couple of cosmetic adjustments, removed the chessboard, the track, the second part of the track, see in the bottom left, will go away, but it saved, a lot was lost. Yeah, that's, yeah, but sometimes you have to remove things to advance. In my most recent rebuild of my city, I replaced a lot of things, so deleted a lot of things that I had from the beginning. St. Mark's, for example, Lighthouse of Alexandria, some of my first event buildings and so on. So yeah. Lewis, it doesn't really matter. I personally prefer going for 2, at least if I have the units, just because it's a bit safer in terms of how many units you lose in the long term. I'm not sure if it has any difference, but with 2 wave battles, it's nice to have 2. That way, if one of them die on wave 1, you can still continue. So yeah, it seems to me that for 25,000 diamonds, I get 3 event buildings. For 25, oh, actually, Actually, I have a spreadsheet that I can probably share, or that I should perhaps share in the guide as well. Oh, that's the Halloween event. That's the Halloween event. So for 30 or 25, yeah, so 25 diamonds will probably get you 2 additional buildings if you don't go for the event pass. With the event pass, it's probably closer to 3 additional event buildings. But let me share this spreadsheet I made. 2 seconds. So here I made a quick spreadsheet you can use to estimate diamond, or estimate diamond cost. So you'll probably get 360 progress for free, roughly, if you pick up incidents. So then for 3 buildings, okay, actually probably a bit more than 25,000 for 2. For two additional ones. With the event pass, probably don't need that many. So yeah, I can share this. I think I might need to... There we go. In the chat, you can have a look at that if you want to. There's something I made real quick, nothing... Yeah, so you can use that if you want to. Anyways, let's move on to... Ah, yeah, here, Mr. Honeyjack. So yeah. That's probably the Harpoon Grenadier, or whatever it's called. The ranged unit, so that's nice. Military building. Alright, so... What's your attack stats, by the way, Mr. Martin? So yeah, so first of all, it's very nicely organized, very neat, these long rows of buildings. Not quite sure what you mean, Just Gaming. And yeah, that's right. You have this this design here. That's right. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see. So 10 sleigh builders, roughly the same as me. But yeah. So yeah, overall, of course, really nice with all of these. That's quite long distance away. But yeah, overall very nice, very efficient. You might possibly be able to move the town hall to one of the edges and do something like this, but probably wouldn't help you that much, I think. So no, the 4x chance stops at 25% chance. So yeah. It doesn't go above 25%. 2,745 attack, 1,865 attack. That's very nice. Yeah, I think that's right. I think we talked about it, was the last stream. These are the defense ones, right? So yeah, that's probably the weakest link, I would say. The State of Ages, it's not the best, although it's better than the Artemis, so those might also be some of the weakest ones. These are 35 for 30 tiles, so actually the Celtic farmsteads might also be worse than the State of Ages, possibly. The Druid Temple is, I think it's all quite good for defense, but if you're talking about combined, not the best, I think, but yeah. And the Pirate's Hideout, is that what it's called? I forget what it's called. Pirate's Hideout. No, that's the wrong one. Let's go through the 2022 one. Privateer, there we go. So you went for the Buccaneers, this one. So that's 21% defense from 16 tiles. That's not the best actually. So that might also be one of the weaker links, but of course the chest is quite nice. Buccaneer, you get one-up kit. Okay, not the best actually. It's alright, but yeah. Canals give me 30 defense, druids 28. Yeah, but the druids are a bit smaller. They're 4 tiles smaller, right? It's there we go. These are 6x4, these are 5x4, right? Or do they not know? Hang on. Temple. Yeah, they're 5x4. So slightly smaller. Blueprints, indeed. That might be a good reason, actually. I hadn't really considered that. I went for Deadmans myself, so the main reason was for these supply rush kits. Quite nice in events. So yeah, overall very nice, and yeah, looking forward to see what you end up replacing eventually, because. Well, for now, or actually no, you probably do need a bit of space, unless you have some free space down here. Oh, yeah, this fan down here, you can definitely replace. Yeah, okay, there we go, you actually have the chocolate, like a T-bows there. So yeah, but yeah, this fan down here you can definitely replace. Store it if you want to, but yeah, that one you can definitely replace. Oh, nice. Unless you have any other specific questions, I think I'll move on to Rava, if you're still around. Punny, are you still around? 300 chest ready, nice. Let's see if I have the B world ready. I do. Yeah, that was definitely short-lived Nova. Would definitely have been very nice to have. Alright, let's have a look. Core. Iron Age. But quite an advanced, yeah, I thought so, with the points total. Okay, let me guess. Is this a guild versus guild city? This definitely looks like a guild versus guild, or possibly guild battleground, or probably both. But definitely looks like a tailored made city for that, with the Arctic Promontory and so on. Okay, so one thing, you do have quite a few great buildings, and quite a few of them quite low level, so it looks like you are already doing it, but focus on getting your arc up to level 80, and only then focus or get the other ones up. Guild Battlegrounds G, okay, I see. It's my first ever city. Ah, nice. You know, for a first city, it's really nice. So yeah, main thing I would do is focus on getting your arc up to level 80. Looks like you are not too far away, so should probably not be that long. And welcome, Boop. You have entered the city. Welcome, welcome. Plan is arc level 80, then Alcatraz level 10, CF 10. Yeah, I think that's quite an alright plan. You probably don't need to get the Innovation Tower any higher, so I probably wouldn't focus on that. And yeah, definitely trio. Well, if you do fight a lot in guild battlegrounds, then the AO, getting that to level 10 as well, is not that bad of a thing. It is quite nice. It's level 5 now. When you do need space, I definitely would replace some barracks, but it's quite nice for just mindless auto fighting. You don't really have to worry that much, but of course, when you do need more space, then I would replace the Alcatraz. Just gaming, the trio, attacking trio is CDM, Koa, and Zeus. That's the attacking trio. So yeah, I quite like having a decent amount of, well, of course I don't have the Alcatraz left here, but I have 4 field gun camps here, and that's mainly so that I can more easily auto fight, because I don't really need them now, and I'm actually really close to getting the tank, the progressive era tank, but they're very nice for just mindless auto fighting. Here, for example. And yeah, don't care if I lose them. Can easily recruit them back. Already recruiting. Alright. Let's see the town overview here. 82% efficiency. Alright, let's see. So I think perhaps you might benefit from adding another column or two over here on this side, because it's quite narrow. So it's not that easy, for example, to have 2 roads, especially with all of these big buildings. It's not that easy to have 2 roads going down, for example. And with all of these buildings here that are narrower on the up and down side, on this side, you benefit from roads going in this direction. So I would probably add a row or 2 or column or 2 here on this side when you do get more expansions. And that might make it easier to reorganize your city a bit. In general, this area here, you can probably eliminate quite a few roads. You might perhaps benefit from moving a few of these bigger buildings down in this area here, or 1 or 2 of them down there. That might be more beneficial. But yeah. Yeah, getting a high arc is definitely nice for expansions. You can get a lot of them there. In fact, no, not there anymore. But yeah, on my higher age unit world, for example, I'm still haven't been that active, but I still have plenty of medal expansions to get, so yeah, definitely a very nice way to get things. So yeah, I think that's the main thing that will make it easier to improve the efficiency. Actually, what I think I might do, perhaps what you can do is, well, first of all, you can probably continue this road a little bit further down. Okay, no, that's another thing. We have roads on both sides of all these buildings, which is quite wasteful. Not a bad thing, Pani, staying in Iron Age as long as possible. It's mainly a preference thing. If you have fun in Iron Age, no reason to move up. Personally, that's not how I like to play. I like advancing quickly, but that's just a matter of different playstyles. If you want to stay, if you have fun, nothing wrong with staying, as long as you want. But yeah, one thing you can try to do is one thing you probably should try to do is perhaps have 1 long road going down, and then roads going out, offshoots in the other direction. So instead of having both of these long roads here, it might be better to just have 1 long road, then roads going in this direction. that's probably what I would do. In the short term, and then in the long term, get more expansions there. I wouldn't say that the antique dealer is, you know, like crucial, important, especially if you don't have a lot of space to actually get use of it. But it's a very nice way to get additional things. So yeah. Yeah, I think about aging up in general, if you want to, I don't know, play everything, be the strongest fighter and so on, you eventually have to move up, but you don't have to do everything as efficiently as possible. If you enjoy something, don't worry if it's not efficient or if it's not the optimal way to play. Play the game the way you want to play. And staying in an age for as long as you want is definitely a valid strategy to do if you want to, if you enjoy it. So yeah, it's up to you when and if you want to advance. Alright. So yeah, unless you have any other specific questions, let me move on. Jurgen, however you pronounce it, are you still around? Sorry for butchering your name. That's probably not how you do it. How you pronounce it. Colonial to Tomorrow era is quite an odd jump. I would probably go from, or if you want to do such a jump, I would probably either go for Contemporary era or Future era. I think Tomorrow era is quite a big, yeah, quite a. I don't know. It's not. I don't think Tomorrow era is an ideal one, but yeah. All right, NL. Let's go to NL5. I think I have that actually. Don't think I have to go through the tutorial. That's fell, right? Nah, that's 6. Almost. Okay, so we have to go through another tutorial. And I probably have to do that for Spain as well. So let's do both of those at the same time. Save some time. It's this one, right? Yeah, that's NL5. And let's also get Spain up and going. Spania. Actually, David, are you also still around? Just to make sure. So ES. Never mind. I actually have that world already, it seems like. Yeah, I do actually. Okay, so that's great. Then I only have to do one tutorial for now. Hello there, Sibe. Okay. Just gaming. Thanks for joining and have fun. I'm probably not going to be streaming for too much longer. Or when I say that, probably I don't know, half an hour perhaps. And then I will, yeah, probably end the stream there. Was US26? Okay, US26. All right. Okay, let's quickly go through the tutorial. Okay. Yeah, tutorial is quite boring to get through, but it's unfortunately necessary. So yeah. Oh, speaking of, so I made a video a week ago, roughly, about the new tutorial that they are currently testing on beta. In that, I mentioned that I didn't get the Oracle quest, but you do indeed still get the Oracle quest line in Bronze Age, but a bit later on in it. So you can still use those forge points to skip ahead to Iron Age. But yeah, it's a bit later. I definitely do think tutorials should be skippable, at least, or I'm a bit conflicted. I think it's a good thing for new players that they are forced to go through it, because I think if there is an option to skip it, I think new players would probably choose it, or at least some new players would choose it. And I think that's why it's not available. But I wouldn't be opposed to the possibility to skip it on a second or third world. So the first world on a server, I wouldn't be opposed to that being or requiring you to do the tutorial there. But I think for other secondary worlds and so on, I think it should be possible to skip it, because you already know the game then. Yeah, I can have a quick look at Honeyjack. I don't have time for that, but that's probably the last one. What's your in-game name? Yeah, I think that's what they should add. Nova. I think you should be able to do it on the second time. So forced to do it once, which of course would still suck for me because I don't have a world on every server, but then eventually it would be easier. Apocalyptica, all right. Here we go. And now I can go here to the leaderboards and I can search for the name and have a quick look. Alright, so the industrial age, nice. So is this a regular world, or are you, for example, doing some higher age units? If I were to guess, probably a regular world. Who knows? Alright, so first of all, quite like the hippodrome here in the middle. I've always found that looked really nice with the hippodrome in the middle. Hello there, Lawrence. Game is being wrecked by bots and macros. It is an unfortunate side. I don't think it is as prevalent as some people say, or unfortunately it might be, but yeah. Okay, let's talk a little bit about it, because one thing that I think is a big issue, I'm not gonna deny that, but unfortunately for inner games, those affected, it's a very small portion of the player base, and the community manager said as much in my Discord server a few days ago. So they are doing a few things every now and then, but their main priority is on new players, which it's understandable from a business perspective, but yeah, it does suck for the top players, of course, and I think there are some very simple things they can do to improve it. So hopefully they do eventually. But yeah, it is an issue in the top. For the top players, but unfortunately the top players are a very small minority of players in general, so for the game itself it's probably not a big issue, but for the top players it's definitely a big issue, so yeah. And they definitely should do more, in my opinion. Shinto Temple? Huh, interesting. I'm so used to seeing it fully leveled. That's really brown. Not important at all, but the look of it. That's... Huh. Shinto Temple. Looks really brown. Level 6 specifically. Only level 6. It doesn't look like a Shinto temple to me. It looks like some sort of Bronze Age building or something. Interesting. I might, Benny. I'll see if I have time. Anyways, that's not what was important. Okay, so yeah. Let's go back here. So, town overview. Well, first of all, really like the fall set down here. Looks like one of my 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. 11 piece designs. You can, yeah. That's very nice. You can work on that again next time. Or next event. In terms of the layout, it looks for the most part really efficient. Yeah, in general it looks really nice. I think the main, or perhaps the only, or one or two things would be these areas here, or this area here, and a bit here as well. You might be able to save a few rows, or I don't know, perhaps not, but you do have a bit, a few open spaces here which you're not using, which not the end of the world, of course. You can fill in with sentinels, for example. Might be something to work on this event. Yeah, in general, the layout looks quite good, with the exception of these open spaces, which you can try to fill in a bit better. In terms of the buildings, yeah, it's not a big deal, but yeah, and yeah, it also I know, depends on what buildings you have, of course. So if you don't have any buildings to place there. Let's see. In terms of the buildings you have, well, at this age of the city, they are all quite nice. And seeing as you do have a bit of space, not sure if you should be in a rush to replace buildings. But if you do want to replace buildings eventually, I think some of the alternatives would be perhaps the Terracotta Vineyard, the airship, for example. The Colossus is also quite outdated now, so that's something you might consider replacing. And depending on if you want to focus on more attack, for example, the Mikawa Bridge is also a bit, or that doesn't give any attack, of course, so that might be something to replace eventually. The Crow's Nests, they're quite good, of course, for the resources they give. Eventually they might give some, or it might be an idea to replace them, but no, for now I think perfectly fine. What's this? Medicine man. Doctor? Perhaps? I don't know what that is, actually. But yeah. The Shrine of Knowledges might also be something to replace. They're not that great anymore. So you might want to look into replacing those. And I guess also depending on if you need the supplies, possibly the Lighthouse of Alexandria might be something to consider replacing eventually, but Witch Doctor, there we go. Medicine Man. Yeah. Witch Doctor, that's is that supplies? It's a production building, right? That's, yeah, supplies only. So yeah, that's probably quite nice for certain events, or for events to get the current age productions. So yeah, probably don't have to remove that. The clockmakers, you can probably remove that if you need a bit more space. Yeah, in general, quite nice, quite nice. So yeah, unless you have any other specific questions, I think I will move on. Wait, really? Why can't you use... Are you sure about that, Nova? Is it just a quirk of the programming? Because you can use rush items on other buildings that produce supplies. Because it produces supplies, so I would have thought that rush items would work. But or is it a quirk of the... I see, okay. Interesting. I'm guessing that that's something that's probably a bug, I would think. Or I wouldn't be surprised if it's that old, that it has some sort of old sort of mechanic that prevents it from being... prevents you from using rush kits, and it's just never been brought up. But makes coins? How? Ah, okay, I see. Okay, so that's probably the mechanic then for why. Okay, I see. Alright, nice, interesting. Yeah, I've never had one in my city, so... Alright, David, let's have a look at your city. ES4. Survivor Command. Asteroid Belt. Interesting. Alrighty. Quite. That took long to load. Perhaps my connection to Spain is quite poor. Anyways, let's have a look. So first thing I noticed was all of these colossuses here. Similar to the pagodas here. They are quite outdated, so might be something to look at replacing with the better buildings as you get them. Of course, right now if you don't have any better buildings, that's fine, but I would probably replace those eventually. Yeah, do have also quite a few Shrine of Knowledges. Upgraded, they're not the worst, but if you want to focus more on attack, I would consider replacing those. Same with the Susan Mill, the Coastal Bridge, and so on. Also similar with the Terrace Farm and the Cider Mill. But again, it does depend a bit on what you focus on, because I do see that you have some Forge Point buildings as well. The Sophia, for example. But yeah, the Winter Spire is also quite outdated, so you like Forge Point. Okay, in that case, that's fine. I saw you had a lot of fight as well, though, so you're probably a big fighter as well. But if you don't need any more attack, that's fine. I recently replaced my my windmills. I do miss them because I think they look really cool, but of course I'm not the best for attack. But yeah, if you're after forge points, that's fine. Same with the World's Fair. That's also only attack as well, forge point as well. Pirate ships, I still have mine, or still have two of mine. I'm never gonna delete those, but yeah, they are quite outdated now. So yeah, I think the main thing is that eventually, or looking at your city right now, not sure how much more space you have or can get. Well, you do have a few ages, so a bit more expensive, but soon enough you will probably start replacing buildings, so that's when I would start replacing things like the Colossuses. They are not that efficient anymore. Same with the Fire Pagodas, not that efficient anymore. And of course, if you still want forge points, you can keep your terrace farms and so on. If you want to focus more on attack, that's something I would consider replacing. Similar with the Shrine of Knowledges. And as Noah says, the train cars here, you don't need to connect them to a road, you probably know. But yeah, you can try to move that. I don't know, here for example might be an idea. Yeah, somewhere where we don't connect these to the road. Yeah, the pagoda is quite outdated now, so I would consider replacing that. In terms of the efficiency, let's see here. In general, I think it's alright. You can probably improve a few things here and there, but definitely quite alright. I mentioned the cars here, for example, would be one big thing. So some of these buildings here you might be able to do a better job of connecting on with perhaps only one road or on the shortest side. A few of these I think you would be able to do similar to what you've done here with the Sophia, connecting that to one road, and the AO. I would try to do that with a few of these, so the Basilica, the Ark, and so on. I would try to replace that. Yeah, that's probably a good tip from Benny there. Try to, yeah, on the edges, try to have bigger buildings than in the middle. Try to perhaps move these to the middle somehow, but yeah, in general, I think the layout is quite alright, with a few things you can work on. What I would do, I think I might, if you do want to rebuild, I think I might do a full, complete rebuild, and try to focus on getting big buildings on the edges, and try to connect them with one road where possible. So here, for example, you have one road into this building. You have one road into this building, for example. Try to do that a bit more. I think you should be able to do it. Same thing over here in this area. I think you should be able to do it a bit more. Hippodrome. Ah, there are roads behind here. Didn't see them. But yeah, similar here with the roads behind. That's also wasteful. Or roads next to the tracks. So try to avoid that. Yeah, Mughal Temple. I didn't see it. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, if you have the space, nothing wrong with placing them immediately. If you have something better to place in your inventory, then perhaps. But yeah. Another thing that Benny mentioned, I think. So for the sets here, in terms of forge points, it's quite alright, the standard layout. But perhaps next time the event comes around, you might look into getting some more dedicated set layouts, specifically for either forge points or attack, depending on what you need. But it's alright, not the best. And also for the fall one, for example, you don't need roads surrounding it like this. You only need roads going into it here. Same thing with the butterfly one, you only need this road here. So I would try to rearrange these somewhere where so you don't need all of those roads. But yeah, it's quite nice. I need to go to the toilet real quick, so give me 2 minutes and I'll be back. Let me just quickly. So yeah, I'll be right back. Just, I don't know, enjoy some music, I suppose. Alright, there we go. I am back. Hello there, Juper. Welcome to the stream. Just catching us towards the end. I'm going to be streaming for, I don't know, another 15 minutes perhaps. Getting a bit tired in my voice, but yeah, otherwise, how are you doing? Do you have any interesting you can tease for the next week on beta, or have things gone into winter break mode already? So yeah, David, unless you have any other specific questions, I think I will move on to Mr. Benny. I'll keep it up in case you have anything specific. Alright, so 26, 74. Interesting. So then I guess I don't have that word. I thought I would. Welcome back, Just Gaming. It's 26, right? Okay. That would be A, right? Anchor. Made a major decision today, so you can have a look at my city if you want. Also nothing worth mentioning from beta. I think if you want to, I can have a look, or I would like to have a look, but possibly next week, because yeah, I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer. Still have a few more cities, but yeah, if you're around next week, I would definitely want to have a look at your city. I think I already know what it is, if it is what I think it is. But yeah, definitely want to have a look someday. By the way, any chance that we might be able to skip tutorials going forward in the future would be very nice. And also, or I guess perhaps you don't know, or if you know, you probably can't tell, but do you have any idea on how long they might be testing the new, or they will be testing the new tutorial before it comes out to the live servers, or still no? No thoughts on that? I'll change it, okay. Yeah, but yeah, I'll definitely want to have a look someday. Next week if you're around. Alright, let's see here. It will be best for violent general content for how long? So, yeah, I did. That's what I thought. So, yeah, I'm guessing definitely into next year. Yeah, I'm assuming it takes quite some time to gather data for tests like that. Because, or actually, that's something that, I don't know, might be a bit hard to test on beta. Not that I know, but I would perhaps thought that testing it on one of the live servers would be a better idea, to actually get some better data on actual, I don't know, actual players might be the wrong way to put it, but people playing on beta might be a bit, yeah. You have a bit of headache just gaming. Me too. Have a bit of headache, but yeah. I generally do get a bit of a headache when I talk, when I live stream, when I talk for too long, but nothing too bad. Just I'm not that used to talking, actually. I'm quite a quiet person in real life. So yeah, talking for a long stretch of time like this, not something I usually do, so. But yeah, I do find that fun, so that's no problem. Alrighty. Alrighty. Ah, that's... yeah. Okay, so first of all, really like... it looks quite cool actually in the FOE helper view here. All of these red buildings. Yeah, some very nice area with a lot of these buildings connecting to very few roads. 107 efficiency, of course, very nice. Okay, so that I don't know. Okay, so Juper. Is it tested on live then? I don't know, perhaps it's just not getting through the way you meant to, but that sounds like it's already being tested on live. Interesting. I definitely haven't faced it yet, but who knows, perhaps if I try on another world, perhaps I will face it on live. Interesting. Maybe. Alright, so then it is tested on live. Interesting. I guess I'm just not in the... Oh, perhaps it's brand new players, because I do have the accounts already. So then I guess it must be brand new accounts on new worlds, because I have an account on every world now. The new tutorial. So perhaps you can try Nova, create an account on, I don't know, Spanish server or something. Perhaps it's actually being tested then on those worlds. So yeah, they're testing a new tutorial. I made a video last week. What are you talking about, Juper? I didn't hear anything from you. So we go to my channel. No, new guild expedition is not before next year. So yeah, in that video I went through the new tutorial, what's changed so far. So yeah. So yeah, that's interesting, if it's already being tested on live servers. So nothing, indeed. Alright, anyways, Benny, did you mention what you had changed or not? I'm not sure if you did or not. But yeah, of course, quite like the chain buildings here inside, or not connecting to roads, so that's very nice. I said it a few times, but this is probably my least favorite looking road of them all. I'm not a big fan of the look at all. I'm not quite sure what the look is supposed to be, because to me it just looks like rice or something like that. Some oddly sized rice tiles or something. It definitely looks natural, not something that solar walkway, I would imagine, and I'm sure it is actually a company or something. That's solar roadway, I think. They're doing some solar panels on the road, which is quite a bad idea in general, but it's at least being done, which is interesting. Okay, that's something else. But yeah, not a big fan. I think it looks like something that should be in one of the early ages, Bronze Age, for example. That it's tiled roads from or Iron Age, perhaps. Tiled roads from Rome, for example. Ooh, we just found something new. Interesting. What world? Nova. Nice. Alright, so have fun, Nova. Have fun. Ferris wheel. Nice. So we went for the Wonder Wheel, which is... I think that's the defense one. Wonder. Is the defense one? Yeah. So that's nice. So yeah, I'm guessing that's why I haven't gotten it on any of my on any of the tutorials I've had to do here, because all my accounts are old. As I mentioned, I already created those accounts, so yeah. Who could have guessed that indeed? Pure luck. So yeah, let's go back here. Level 82, that's nice. I would focus on leveling, well, I'm not sure exactly which one you're focusing on, but you have quite a few low-leveled buildings, great buildings, so I would focus on leveling up all of these, because you have a lot of them, but yeah, a lot of them very low level, so focus on getting quite all of them up, I guess. As for priority, I think my priority would probably be the attacking trio. So CDM, let's see, Zeus, Koa, Himeji perhaps. AO is nice if you fight a lot in Future Era. Space Carrier is nice, Chateau is also nice. So yeah, you have a lot of great buildings. I would focus on leveling, getting them higher leveled. In terms of the layout, yeah, it's as I mentioned, very nice. I was just wondering if there was anything specific, Benny, that you changed or wanted me to have a look at. But yeah, in general, quite nice. Perhaps you can try to not have the terracotta here in a corner if you're able to change that up. Perhaps move it down here in this area. Might be a way to do it. Already found a bug, alright. Nice, nice, nice. Right side and terrace, alright. So yeah, yeah, I think you can probably perhaps move the terracotta vineyard down here. I think that might say perhaps we might be able to save some roads, perhaps not, but I think that might be an idea. You have some space here, perhaps you're saving that for the chocolate building, the winter building. So yeah, ooh, is that the Winner's Plaza that is not connected? You might want to do something about that. That one, yeah, so that one you might, well, at least for now you can move it over here. So yeah, and you do have a lot of blacksmiths, so you definitely have some space to clear up if you need it, so, but yeah. You know, quite nice, very nice efficiency. Focus on getting your great buildings higher up. Alright, yeah, unless you have any other more questions, let me move on to Hynek, are you still around? So yeah, I think I know what you mean, Nova. It was quite close on my, if you watch my video, it was quite close on the, to the edge, so might be something to look into, perhaps changing where you place the first one, because yeah. If I just get my video out real quick, you can see. So yeah, here, built house. Oh, let me mute that. So all the way in the edge here, I'm assuming this is one you're talking about. Probably better if that is here in the middle, because I'm zoomed in a few levels here. So yeah, almost on the edge. that should probably be a thing, but I think moving it inside in the middle here would be a better thing to prevent it. Alright, let's go through the check server. Here we go. To B. Ooh, quite slow. Alright, there we go. No stretch bench press. That's definitely quite a big difference, yep. For Mr. Citric. Looks very nice, but yeah, quite outdated now. But good enough, I suppose. Anyways. Alright, let's have a look here. This might be... If I remember correctly, perhaps I don't, but if it is, perhaps it isn't. Anyways, I wonder if this is... Was this the city here where you had... never mind. Anyways, let's just look at it from scratch. So, first of all, very nice here in the top corner here with the town hall. Very nice efficiency. Yeah, this looks in general really nice. So quite well organized here, with the one long road down here and these offshoots. Quite nice here. A few roads with the Alcatraz here. Ideally you should have one, but not a big deal. This is quite nice and efficient. You could try to connect the winter canal with on the shortest side, or perhaps with one road. Again, not the biggest of deals, but something to look at in the future. Same with the sunflower, I want to say. I forget the name. But yeah, the sunflower, same with that. You have roads here on the long side. Not ideal, not the end of the world, but something to look at going forward if you... Yeah, when you're rebuilding next, but again, not a big deal. So yeah, very nice. You are in... That's high Middle Ages, right? Yeah, I think that's high Middle Ages. I think we settled that in the last time. Yeah, so I think the main thing is just to continue getting more event buildings. You can slowly replace the remaining houses. You don't need those eventually as you get more event buildings. The winter... Or actually, real quick, does it give any... I think this didn't give any population, or was that the previous one? No, okay, so this one doesn't give any population, which is interesting. But yeah, in general, event buildings will give population. Actually, didn't really think about it here, but does this one give population? It doesn't. Is this a new thing then, Juper? Perhaps you have any insight into this? Because in the past, every event building would give population, but now it's 2 in a row that doesn't give any population. So does that mean that going forward you might not see as much population from event buildings? It's not a big deal at all in higher ages, but in lower ages, the population you get from them are quite nice. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, you don't get any coins or get supplies actually. But yeah, not coins either. Interesting. Just a quick aside then. Fall event. What did we get here? We got the sunflower oil for rest. So that one is quite standard. Then with the Halloween, I just assumed that I didn't see anything too unusual with it, because they usually don't give any happiness, or they give -1, I think, or actually no, negative in general. Happiness, yeah, negative. It gives coins population, so nothing too unusual. Not all buildings in the past gave supplies, so I think winter event is probably the first one to kind of the first start of the trend, I suppose. We're not giving any population or coins, and then it would be the same with the bistro or whatever it's called, the pergola. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not too. I don't really have any. In general, I'm okay with that, but it does suck a bit in lower ages not to get the population to replace regular houses with, but it's fine. Anyways, let's go back here. Anniversary event, yeah, that does sound familiar. There we go. Have to remember how it's named. I do wish sometimes that the search here was a bit smarter. The golden aura room. That was I think this was the first building with a new system, right? Interesting. So population and supplies, but still population. So the only unusual thing is no coins or happiness. Interesting. Because I think population, it's a bit different, because that's something that we are just used to having on everything. Happiness, sometimes we don't. Coins, supplies, sometimes we don't, and so on. But yeah. No, I understand. Ah, golden crops, okay. Oh, really? Really? Oh, okay, so it was quite a bit earlier than I thought. Because that's 2021, right? I want to say it's 2021. Yeah, 2021 fall. Interesting. Alright. Anyways, let's move back here. Honeyjack, do you have any specific questions you want me to look at? Anything specific? One thing, if you're not fighting in if you're not fighting in guild battle, guild versus guild, I would delete the ballista barracks. Probably not that useful anymore. If you are fighting in guild versus guild, that's fine. No, okay, so then I would replace this. I think there have been events that you can't get sentinels in the past. They usually are available in all events, but not sure if... Oh, you are fighting in GVG, okay. Yeah, then it's fine. I think there have been events in the past where the sentinel hasn't been available. Which I actually find a bit surprising, really, because it's such a good building. Anyways, Honeyjack, forgotten the name. It's Victory Towers, right? 2 seconds. Yeah, Victory Towers. Not really that useful, especially now that you have your arc up and running. They really don't give a lot at all. So I wouldn't get more of them. You can keep them around for now, but in the future I would just sell them to the antique dealer instead. Same with Tactician's Towers. And also wishing wells in general, and they're not that useful on the main world. If this is your main world, I'm not sure if I would get those. You can definitely keep them around. And for now, it looks like you do have quite a bit of space, of course, so you definitely can. Same thing with the Shine of Knowledges, of course, for example, and the Sacred Skywatch. They're generally not that great, but this early on, when you do have this space here, I think it's fine to keep them, or to place them. I have here as well placed my shrines. I really need to rebuild the city. I've been planning to do it for ages, but just haven't gotten around to it. Anyways, that's not for here. Are you using... these are the night ones, the fast horse units, right? Fast units. Personally, I'm not using those units really at all. If you are, then that's fine. You can keep them. But if you're not using them, perhaps consider replacing these two as well. Yeah, in general, I think it's quite nice. The alchemists, of course, are quite nice buildings for recurring quests if you're doing those. I think the main thing would be to just keep on collecting more buildings from events as you play, and then replace the standard buildings, then start replacing some of the weaker special buildings, and yeah, in general, quite nice. Alrighty. Do you have any other specific questions, Heinek? Because otherwise, I think I will be ending the stream in not too long. My voice is starting to get quite tired now, so... But yeah. Definitely a few interesting things to talk about on beta, so... I'm a bit late, but... tomorrow I should have my beta recap, most likely. And I have to update the main post here with some more new stuff that we found during the week. Yeah, that's something I need to work on. But yeah. Alrighty, so I think that's it for this stream. I will have most likely a beta recap tomorrow on Monday. I'm probably going to prepare it today and then either record it tonight or probably record it tomorrow. It's your birthday? Sure. If it's your birthday, why not? DE. Let me see if I have the world already played on. Nope. Yeah. What's up with perhaps you know, or perhaps you don't, because it's the art department, but what's up with the St. Patrick's slash horror? The Irish dancer. That's yeah, quite interesting indeed. Not quite sure what's up with that. Okay. Jaktlager. But yeah, I definitely do prefer the new tutorial in general, but there are a few things that yeah, a few things that I still would change with the new one. It is indeed proper nightmare fuel, that avatar. Definitely doesn't look like a dancer. Is there any documentation on the avatars? That doesn't sound like something that there really is much documentation on. Or do all of the avatars have some sort of elaborate backstory? Here we go. Can we ask how old you are, or is that something you want to keep secret? Don't have to answer if you don't want to. Let's do the fighting as well. 3, there we go. General Grievous. Go. So, I really wish again we could swap out the speed here already. I recently discovered, you probably saw me already do it, but you can actually set it at the end of this tutorial, after you're free to do, or to complete the tutorial. So this tutorial fight, then you can do it. So can't do it yet, but immediately after I click here, now I can set this speed. 23 years old, nice. Yeah, definitely quite young. I'm 25 myself, so slightly older. But still relatively young, or on the younger side of players. Ah, interesting, Juper. Did you get some inspiration? Or some... Huh, nice. I think it would be interesting to get a bit more of that in the announcements and so on. Not that it is crucial, but I think that would be interesting. Alrighty, let's have a look. I think I spotted spotted a mistake here, Juper, a bug. That's not a snowman. Not quite sure how that happened. I think you have to talk to the devs about that. Something wrong with the snowman here. So yeah, something you need to look at. Alrighty, here we go. First thing I noticed, you have a lot of sentinels. Very nice. What's your attack boost? That's very nice. Alright. So, a lot of sentinels, lots of winners plazas. Very efficient, of course. One thing I'm wondering a bit about. Or are you collecting all great buildings, perhaps? Ah, it looks like you're collecting all great buildings, is that right? Yeah, global warming is... I can probably blame that. Are you collecting all great buildings? Yeah, nice. Yeah, I was a bit worried... not worried. I was wondering why you had the habitat, because I didn't see any military buildings, but yeah, then I noticed you have all of them. 65... Actually, let me quickly go back. I want to have a quick look. Legendary gebäude. What are them at 60 or above, it looks like. That's nice. I think it would be really cool if you had all on the same level. I think that would be cool. If you have all at, say, 140 now. I think that would be cool. Saatgut. Let's see it. That's the seed vault, right? Saatgut. Didn't know that was the name in in German. Interesting. But yeah, that definitely had gotten a stealth upgrade, I suppose, with the Idol feature. Yeah, I'm assuming you've done all the settlements as well. I kind of got too bored with the Mughal, so I stopped halfway through. Or I don't think I'm not quite sure how many I completed. I completed 6, okay. only have 4 left, so perhaps I should do it, but yeah, that probably tells you what I think about the settlement. Having all of them at the same level is too difficult. I need more blueprints. Yeah, I guess that's probably the main challenge, especially with some of the more unique ones, like the Notre Dame, the Colosseum, Gaia. Oh, is Gaia the most rare one? I feel like that's the one I've seen the least. Gaia, possibly Lotus, but I think Gaia is probably the one I've seen the least of. Or I'm not sure if I've actually ever seen it. I don't think I have ever seen it. No, I think I have actually. Yeah, I think I have seen a few, but mainly in the, I think in the list of great buildings, because I can't quite see. I can't remember actually seeing it in. Yeah, placed in city. So that's nice. So I'm wondering if that's perhaps the most rare, perhaps followed by... Well, Space Needle is probably also quite rare, but I'm wondering if perhaps Notre Dame or Lotus is behind that. Deal Castle is also quite rare, I think. Or a lot of these are rare, of course, but I don't see Deal Castle a lot. I think it's one of my... I don't know, I really like the look of it, but of course it's not great. Is Habitat difficult? I didn't think the Habitat, at least in the among the top players, because I'm assuming a few have it for military barracks. I had it for quite some time in my world. But I guess most people focus on Innovation Tower, but I definitely did have had the Habitat for probably a few years. Ended up deleting it, because right now, of course, I don't need it, but yeah. Colosseum was difficult to get the blueprints up. Yeah, that's quite high actually. So do you go scouting, or do you get low-age friends that you can help level theirs to get the blueprints? Or do you have people in your guild that also focus on collecting buildings? Anyways, in terms of the layout, don't really have too much to say. Looks quite alright. Quite a long chain. The chain here. Sleeping. Of course, I never remember what these are. That's the Fort Points one, alright. So that's probably then for the Blue Galaxy, I'm assuming. Fisherman's Pier. As Forge Points as well, so yeah, I'm assuming you're using all of those for Forge Points. I have the highest Colosseum in the world. Is it the highest on all worlds, or is it only on your world? Yeah, that's definitely something you can afford to do. I'm assuming you have quite a lot saved up with the level 140 arc. And these Forge Point producing great buildings, as well as the pier and so on. You love chains. I'm generally not a big fan of chains, or I wouldn't say that. I'm quite indifferent, to be honest, but yeah, they're nice early on. In higher ages, they're not that great. Of course, for the Blue Galaxy, they're quite good, but I'm a set building man all the way, so I wouldn't be surprised, but then on the other side, I wouldn't be surprised if there were someone else like you that wanted to get the highest level Colosseum. So I wouldn't be surprised if there were a Colosseum that is higher. Yeah, same with the Gaia, for example. But yeah, you definitely should. Long term, try to get all of them above 100, for example. I think that would be a good target. Don't remember exactly who, but there was someone that I looked at their city in one of these streams, had all of their buildings above level 100. Aha! Rainforest Project. I definitely remember that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's correct, Juper. I had the Rainforest Project for quite some time on my main world. Mainly for the goods, actually. Because when I was, let's say, 1.5 years, 2 years old, around there, I was selling quite a lot of buildings, great building goods sets. So I produced a lot of goods, and through these buildings I would produce lower age goods. In the virtual future, for example, that would be, let's see, virtual, that's future era goods, right? Yeah, so I would stay in virtual future. I would produce virtual future era goods from my main buildings, Chateau and so on, and then from the great buildings I would produce future era goods, I think, for the Ark. Okay. Planned to bring them to 80 this year, but they actually did not snipe anymore this year, so did not get enough forge points. Interesting. I'm assuming it's something very low, like, I don't know, a few thousands of medals, perhaps. You should probably have information here about what they produce. So medals. Okay, never mind. It's probably something like 200 then. 200 and yeah, what? 210 supplies. Or medals, sorry. And 11,000 happiness. Nice Heineck. Nice Heineck. It is truly an enormous amount indeed. So yeah, here we go. +6. That's very interesting. Huh, very odd numbers here. +0 medals, +6, +13, +2. What's up with that? That's some very weird numbers. Can you actually see what the lower ages give? Or is it just that you have to keep track of it as you level up, I see. Okay. Or it might or perhaps it's available in the date. No, probably not then. But yeah. That's okay. Perhaps they are wrong then. Oh, okay, never mind. Level 72, 74, 82, 83. So it's not complete. There are missing numbers. So they're probably right then. Just missing levels between. So then it's 2 for each level. +2, +2. So from 43 to 58, that's 15, 30. Yeah, so it probably is correct. They're just missing some levels. So yeah, if it's +2 per level, then you have what, +9. That's 19 levels. So +36, what, 127? Something like that. Medals. So yeah. And if we go here, we have here we have some more data. So for once, actually, the official wiki beats the Phantom one. That's nice. They're probably too focused on being good in game that they Or perhaps they want to guard the secret. They don't want to show other players why it's so good. So that's why no one is updating here. They want to keep the knowledge for themselves. That's probably why. Anyways, so yeah, very nice. Smida, blacksmiths. Yeah, you don't have a lot of production buildings. Do you have any current age production building? Surely you must have, but don't see any. Ah, there we go. Okay, never mind. You have two slave builders. So yeah, that's all you need really. Indeed, indeed. So yeah. I think perhaps the next step you should do, Juper, would be to kind of move all your pirate themed great buildings and regular buildings over here. Then perhaps have one frozen theme with the AO, the seed vault, perhaps the, I don't know, some of these other more, I don't know, move your buildings so that they're more theme oriented, or at least for the pirate stuff over here. I think that would be cool. All the water stuff. Kraken and light houses and so on. Only one slave builder. You have two up here. But if I... Still have two, so unless you recently deleted one. So yeah. Yeah. Very nice to finally be able to see your city. So yeah. How much a colon can change a sentence? I don't really think it has that much chance of... Ah, one current age, okay, I see. Virtual future, I see. So yeah, some virtual future. I suppose that's quite nice with the future, virtual future era goods. Let's see, it's space age. That gives space age Mars goods, I think, in the regular... or in these buildings, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I guess it might be nice if you're selling or giving away virtual future era goods for buildings. It's been a long time since I've sold any goods, so I'm not sure how the markets are, at least on established worlds. I imagine there still might be some players who want the goods, but yeah, I'm not really one to sell nowadays. I don't mind giving them away to guild members, but yeah, usually don't sell anymore. Yeah, I imagine you can easily get some of the CDM, for example. Probably shouldn't be that hard to get to above level 100. Same with the other attack buildings, if I can find them. Koa and Zeus. Where is Zeus? There it is. Placing against your guild needs. Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming you perhaps are in quite a strong guild. That's another thing, the search here. Well, I guess it's quite good actually, but yeah, sometimes I suppose it's good. King's Hood. King suit, there we go. Ah, out of the line. Let's see, do I know anyone else here? Juper trout, that sounds familiar. Ooh. Yeah, just seeing if I remember any of these. But yeah, out of the line, definitely know who that is. Is level 100 the cap, level cap for guilds? Has that been changed? Oh, it looks like it's a cap. I'm really not that into all of that stuff when it comes to guilds. It's been a long time since I really cared about that. But yeah. So you have a few days of top 1. Quite happy to have that as well for my guild. Over around a week at top 1. 100 specs, okay. Once again, I have too many tabs up. D3, here we go. Frank. It wasn't there any. I think I heard something about new levels. But perhaps that was a while ago when you have already reached the cap. But I don't see why it would be that difficult to make it uncapped and just do what you do with great buildings. Make it, exponentially more expensive to do it, to level up. But yeah. Alrighty. That could be an interesting thought. Or perhaps reset every, let's say every year perhaps. Then at the end of the year have some sort of, reward. Or perhaps even do it for shorter periods. Or perhaps separate it out and have some guild championship or something like that, where, perhaps each week, for example, the total points you collect counts towards some sort of weekly reward or monthly reward, something like that. Yeah. Anyways. So yeah, I think I will, unless you have any other questions, I think I will end the stream here. Just want to end it by, well, once again, happy birthday, Juper. Very nice city. Very fun to finally be able to see it. And yeah, good job on collecting all the great buildings. Hopefully the next one is, a bit better or more useful for more players than the last couple have been. They've been quite niche, slash not that great. So yeah, hopefully the next age in general is a bit more interesting than the last couple of space ages. Anyways, I think that's it for this stream. Thanks a lot for joining. Next week I should be live streaming on... No worries, Juper. Don't have anything else planned for the day. But yeah, next week I will be streaming on Saturday most likely. And then I will be taking a break for 2 weeks at least, probably. I'm going home for Christmas. So yeah, I'll probably at least be away for two weeks, 2 live streams. So the next one after that will be 7th, 8th January, something like that. That's the first week in January. But yeah, still have 1 week next week. And I do have a couple of videos that I really want to get done before I travel, so that I can schedule them to be released during the while I'm on break. I have at least 2 or 3 videos that I want to get done by then. I have a fighting 101 video that I want to make and release by then. I finally want to complete my 1 year time lapse. That's a couple months delayed now already, so I really want to get that done for this world here. Been meaning to do it for ages, but just haven't gotten the time to make it because no, I did take screenshots during the year. That's what I'm going to be basing it on. But now that I'm thinking more about it, there are other stuff I really want to add as well, like the continent map. I need to figure out how to do that. I didn't take screenshots of the continent map every day, for example. I took one weekly. How do I do all of that? So a lot of stuff with the time lapse that I need to figure out and what exactly I want and all of that. But yeah, that will hopefully be out in a couple of days or weeks. So anyways, that's it for the stream today. Thanks for joining, and yeah, I'll see you probably tomorrow for my beta recap, and then we'll see when the next videos come out. So thanks for joining, have a good rest of the day and weekend, and I will see you in